All right, guys, this is another one, and this is on a woman who I've done content on before. This is the woman I like to call sausage fingers. Okay, this was the woman who basically was saying that she wanted to divorce her husband, or she divorced her husband. She was a stay-at-home mom. She divorced her husband because he didn't do more things at home. Okay, he went and got the money and came home, and she was not pleased with his activities after the fact. Okay, so yeah, she didn't want to do her job as a mother. So let's find out what she's talking about now, and let's find out the trash she is spewing in this video.
Just know that if he do those things at work, he can damn for sure do it at home. He's just choosing not to.
Once again, let me just jump in here real quick. Bitching and moaning about motherly duties at the house, guys. On my last video, that's pretty much what she did. Okay, and a lot of women are doing this now. There's some sort of trend going on where women who stay at home are saying that now men need to be doing more at home. They're saying that making the money, being the breadwinner, being the only person working is not enough now. You have to do that, come home and contribute to motherly duties and things of that nature in the marriage or whatever. So yeah, this is a trend going on, and this is something that they better get together, because there's going to be a lot of divorced women and they're going to be very unhappy. And when they see that, what happens when they try to go back out here in these dating streets, they're going to see how bad it is. Because what happens is these women bitching about this, men just going to work, making the money, and they don't have to do anything about that. Just tend to the children and tend to other activities within the marriage, guys. Once they find out that they want to get a divorce, and then they turn around and look and wake up, they're going to understand one thing. Number one, you're now having to work. All right. And number two, you're going to do the same exact thing you were bitching about anyway. So if you're claiming if you want to talk shit and say, hey, well, I can do this all by myself. Well, if that's how you truly feel, make that happen. Apparently this woman did. And I think she's just salty because of it. But let's continue.
I met someone today who essentially told me, I was explaining like the mental load to him and what women go through when it comes to the mental load and like decision fatigue and all those things. And he was saying, oh my gosh, like I deal with that kind of stuff at work. Like when things fall in my lap, or I do things so that they don't fall in my lap. Essentially, like moms just take over and try to make sure everything happens because she knows it's going to fall in her lap at some point. She just takes care of it. It's like, I do that at work. Oh, so you do that at work. You know what it feels like. You care about work, but you don't care enough to do that at home.
You do it at work, but you can't do it at home. See, what are we getting at? This is 100% ungrateful woman syndrome. This is what this is. Ungrateful woman syndrome. All right. He just basically broke down what he had to do at work, his job when he goes out into the world, okay, to bring back the bacon. All right. And you mean to tell me that you can't handle that at home and you're bitching about that and you want him to do some of that too? Are you serious? So you don't want to do your part. That's what I don't understand. And it's the sad thing is she's going to wake up one day and realize what he was actually doing. And then she's going to be salty. She's going to be sick and depressed, or whatever you want to call it. She's going to be all those things because she's going to realize what he was doing and what he had to do on a day-to-day basis. And now it's going to be too late, because guess what? She's going to be doing his job and that same job at home now. And that's what a lot of women claim they don't want. But evidently something is missing, because they find themselves in this position because they can't get past themselves. They can't get over themselves, guys. All right. And I keep saying this, whenever a woman is bitching like this about her husband, okay, she doesn't love him. If she's bitching about her husband and saying that, oh, my husband, all he does is work. All he does is go to work and come home. If that's her biggest problem, she does not love that man. She does not respect that man. Okay, period. That's all you need to know. If that guy heard this video, I hope he does one day. There's your answer right there. Okay. And a lot of men will see this and they will be oblivious to it. It won't even register in their head. Get out now. If I come home and my wife is throwing shade like this towards me on a consistent basis, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm not dealing with it. Period. And that will tell me right then she doesn't respect me anymore. She doesn't love me anymore. That's what I'm saying. All this other stuff will begin to dry up. It's not happening, guys. It's not. And I guarantee you, she'll let some Pookie or Ray Ray come in here and not do a goddamn thing and clap those cheeks. Why? Because she's into him. She's attracted to him. He makes her feel good. You can't make this up, guys. You just can't. There's another underlining problem within this marriage, within her marriage that she had to cause her to get divorced. She's just using this. I really believe she's just using this as an excuse to divorce this guy. Okay. That's what I think it is. It's something else going on here, because if she cared and loved and did all this, it wouldn't be an issue for her. It would not be an issue for her to do her part in this marriage. But women, a lot of them are very selfish. They become selfish. They let other people dictate and give them bad advice. And this happens. Okay. So if you're a woman and you're watching this content, please, with all due respect, stop taking terrible advice from these terrible women out here. Let's continue.
You don't care enough to make sure that, your wife doesn't feel those things. You're perfectly fine with her making all the decisions and being responsible for every fucking thing, just so that you don't have to take responsibility for any of the decisions. So you don't have to take responsibility for your fucking family. You'd rather see them drown until she says that she wants a divorce.
See them drown? What? So how are the bills getting paid? How are you guys living under a roof? How are you guys eating? So he has nothing to do with that. Those things aren't important. Those things don't matter, right? The fact that you have so many decisions and things that you have to do should tell you right there. That's because of him. Taking the kids to the doctor or tucking them into their beds that he bought and paid for. Okay. Things of that nature. What are you talking about? You're smoking sherm sticks. Stop smoking scrolls. Okay. Stop filling your sake glass up to the brim and drinking all of it, because that's what it sounds like you're doing right here. All right. Let's continue.
And then it's like, oh, whoa, sis, what are you doing? A divorce? We're not that bad off. Meanwhile, she's been telling you for fucking years all the things that she's wanted and needed, and you've ignored her. She's told you, hey, can you do this? Very simple thing. Hey, can you do this? Very simple thing. And because you start to do those simple things, you think that she's just not going to just leave you still because you feel like you've measured up. You feel like you've done all the things. You think because you guys have been in it since you were 15 that she's not going to leave.
Oh, there's those sausage fingers rearing their ugly head again. And like I said, guys, follow the breadcrumbs. Part of it, like I said, is underlining. They've been together since they were kids, first relationship. Okay. They look to be in their 30s now. So that's all they've ever known. That's another issue that's rearing his ugly head, so to speak, right now. Okay. And like I said, she grew tired of this guy. At some point, she grew bored of this man and she didn't love him anymore. Let's just call it what it is. You don't love this man anymore, because anytime you want to bitch and moan like you're doing, and you file for divorce, you don't love anyone. You don't love him. Why would you divorce a man if you don't love him? I mean, if you love him, why would you do it? You won't. You're not going to. So it was cool for about 20 years, maybe 15 years. Everything was good, right? No complaints. You said you were telling him this for years, right? It was cool then. But then when you stopped loving him, and you lost respect for him because of you stopped loving him, that's when all these things become a problem now. Even though he's doing his manly duty as a man and he's out there earning the ducats, right? That's still an issue for you. Now you're just making up shit. You're just piling on extra shit to say, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like that. And you know what? Now I'm just going to get a divorce. You were looking for a way out. Okay. Let's just keep it real. Let's continue.
Guarantee you it's only a matter of time, because if she had to push you to go to therapy, she's going to have to continue to push you. You're incapable of pushing yourself because your ego, because you don't feel confident in your decisions, because you want to blame everyone for the outcome and you don't want to be the blame. Men have become exhausting.
Well, it looks like you solved that problem, so you don't have one. Good luck out there, okay, with your kids now. Good luck trying to get back out there. And best believe she's going to try to get back out there. All right. I promise you. But she's going to have no suitors, guys. She may have somebody who wants to come and clap her cheeks in the dark. And that's as close as it's going to get for her. And most women out here in this situation, guys, because a lot of women with kids in this situation right now, they want the moon and the stars. They want the moon and the stars and everything else in between. And it just doesn't work like that. OK, you're not going to get this guy who looks like, you know, some celebrity that you've had a crush on. OK, since you were a kid and everything else. It's just not written in the stars for you. But most women won't realize that. And in her situation, I don't feel bad for her one bit. I don't feel bad for her one bit. She filed for the divorce. She had multiple children with this man who was providing for her, okay, who afforded her to be a stay-at-home mom. She didn't want to deal with the work of what came with being a mother anymore because she stopped loving this man. So anybody who is going to do that doesn't deserve to be with anybody else after this, guys. But she's going to try. And it's going to fail. And it's going to fail horribly wrong. She's going to be out there desperate. She's going to be out here thirsty. And like I said, she's just going to settle for guys every blue moon coming in there when her kids are asleep or they're not around, coming in there with the lights down low, clapping her cheeks and then getting up and leaving. And that's it. It's not going to go any further than that. And she deserves every bit of it. Let's continue.
For a lot of women, and this is why a lot of women are choosing to get the fuck out of Dodge. If you are one of those women who have been contemplating getting the fuck out of Dodge, but you don't know the steps to take, my ebook, Get the Fuck Out of Dodge, is a whole plan. All the questions that you need to ask yourself before leaving to know if you have everything set, to know what you still need before you leave. It's in my bio.
Yeah, you're not going to do very well with that. Tell you that right now. Basically, there's a book. You might as well just call it "How to Be Alone," the ebook. Okay, how to be alone. Take the fast track to being lonely. The ebook. Call it that. Call it something like that because that's what you're selling. That's what you're doing. Hey, I'll give you credit for one thing. At least you're trying to monetize your tragedy. You're trying to monetize your loneliness, your emptiness, and you got to get something out of it, right? So why not try to build a community of like-minded individuals like yourself who are down in the dumps and who will forever be that lonely, single, desperate woman out there who can't find a man, right? Congratulations, you played yourself. And with that being said, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so and hit that like button, guys. I'm growing this community and I will see you guys in the next video.